was quite a weekend. How was your weekend, Bridge Nation? We're here to take care of you until around about 10 o'clock this morning. This is Top of the Bridge, Up and Go. My name is Richie B.
Jodian in the building.
Jody's in the building. Shelz has arrived, and so we're going to take care of you. Keep it locked. What you want is what you get, and what you get is more than you bargained for.
Alright, Bridge Nation, welcome to Updates. Now, just in light of all, that's been happening to the general, I'm talking about Usain Bolt. It's nice to see that him have something for smile about regardless, and I'm talking about as he showed off his billboard plaque for country youths. Now, Usain Bolt is celebrating a new music milestone as he shared on Saturday that he earned his first billboard plaque. Now, the sprint legend has been spending his retirement as a music producer, and he has begun to reap the fruits of his labor despite being in the business for a relatively short time. Although he has released several other songs since foraying into the world of music, his debut album, Country Youths, made waves on release. The artist shared a motivational message to celebrate the album's success. "Thanks to all my fans who have supported me in everything I do," he captioned a photo of himself smiling as he held the billboard plaque. "Just know I don't take these moments for granted. #Country Youths." Now, Country Youths was released via Bolt's record label 98.5 Records on September 3rd, 2021. The project was a collaboration with the artist, who is also his manager and best friend, Nugent N.J. Walker. The Billboard plaque commemorates the number 6 position on the Billboard Reggae Albums chart for the week of September 18th, 2021. The album spent several weeks on the charts in 2021 and even at one point had usurped the legendary Bob Marley from the number 1 spot as his long streaming record. Legend, The Best of Bob Marley and the Wailers, had occupied the top spot for almost half a year unbroken. So, a lot to celebrate for Usain. Big up NJ as well. It's a good look for country youths. It's a good look.
Most definitely. Congratulations. Something for him to smile about.
Yeah.
I also saw him smiling in a conversation with a vendor recently.
Okay.
And she was pictured saying, "Hey, Rowan, the big man forget back in money. Big man forget back in money." You're Usain Bolt now. That means we can get a discount. They had a good laugh, so he's finding time to laugh amidst the storm that he's going through. All right, so Super Bowl action last evening, of course. The results are in. The Chiefs won. The Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl. The scoreline at the end, 38-35, beating the Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles, in that match. Congratulations to the Chiefs and, of course, their supporters. And we want to tell you about Rihanna, who did the halftime show right now. Rihanna is pregnant. That is what we want to start with. And she's carrying her second child with boyfriend Isat Buchanan. And that was revealed. Their baby bump was revealed during her Super Bowl halftime show performance yesterday. The Bayesian pop singer's Super Bowl outfit left fans wondering if she's pregnant, as she appeared to rub her stomach during the last song she performed on Sunday night. Rihanna's anticipated return to the Super Bowl finally came, and it seems that the artist has delivered more than her performance, as many felt that she might be announcing her second pregnancy to the intuitive fans. A representative for Rihanna has since confirmed that she's pregnant with her second child with A$AP Rocky and had planned to reveal her baby bump during the performance. Riri came out on stage in what looks like a red bodysuit and an oversized red jacket as she belted out, "You got better have my money." Edit.
Yeah.
"You better have my money." Followed by "Where Have You Been?" and "Only Girl in the World," as well as several of her hits, which spanned some 17 years. I think she performed in 13 minutes quite a number of those hits over her 17-year career. While there are mixed reviews on her 12-minute performance, 13 minutes, it was her protruding stomach that sparked the most interest and commentary, as fans have concluded that the Bayesian national hero is carrying her second child. Her boyfriend A$AP Rocky could also be seen in the crowd videoing her performance and cheering her on. It was a good look for Rihanna as she performed at the Super Bowl, indeed.
Yeah.
All right, so Audley is burning to give a comment on Rihanna's.
You know what, Richie? I better hold that comment.
Why?
Really?
Man, talk, man. We ain't
From
scared.
6 o'clock in the morning.
No. Actually, British Nation, I was just waiting to hear your comment, both of you.
In terms of Rihanna's performance?
Right. In terms of the overall
the dancers brought a lot of energy. There's a lot of lights and a lot of activity around her.
Of course.
Of course, she was suspended on these planes in the air, and that in itself must be nerve-wracking, but it was a good spectacle. However, I kept looking at her performance and I kept saying, I'm not seeing that much movement from her.
Yeah.
I mean, and I was kind of wondering. Truthfully, I was actually thinking that she just hadn't shed some of the baby weight. That is what I was thinking.
All right.
And I think I said that to my son. Now, she looks a little fat.
Yeah.
But it never crossed my mind that she was pregnant, in all honesty.
You have it to the T, Richie. Let me tell you, because while watching it, a bro was standing beside me.
Yeah.
And his comment was like, boy, the baby fat. It just
Not leaving Rihanna.
Right, not leaving Rihanna at all. So,
Yeah.
I this is news to me, because I actually thought it was, I mean, she definitely hasn't got rid of,
Right.
that, pregnancy, what would you call that? Well,
Baby weight.
We say fat. But, I mean, just hearing her, my thing, all right, let me just say, right? My thing, Shelz, with the performance.
Yeah.
Her songs, right?
Well, I'm done.
Great. Hits after hits after hits.
Yeah, we know she got it.
Listen, the set, I was just looking for something totally different with I mean, they kept the one costume, the one, just, you understand, the dancers. I was actually just looking for Richie.
A little bit more.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe a little change with something.
It was revealed why that might not have been possible, because we're not even too certain how far gone the pregnancy is. Jodi's here.
Exactly. I don't think she could have do much with that belly. Because genuinely, I thought, she didn't really drop the baby weight just yet.
Yeah.
But then I kept looking at how she's moving, and she kept rubbing her belly. I said, you know what? Something going right there. Something is happening there. And I think it was perfect for the fact that I think that was a lot for somebody who is pregnant, actually. And I loved it. I love every moment of it. And I love the fact that it was just about her. Because it could have bring in so many other elements, but it was really focused on it. Was a Rihanna concert.
Yeah, it was.
That's what everybody was saying. A Rihanna concert and a football.
Apparently, them playing football at Rihanna concert.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what happened.
Not everywhere was hip to the performance as many of us in the Caribbean were. In all honesty, I spoke to a family member in Los Angeles, and they were like, nobody's really talking about Rihanna. They're just into the Chiefs versus the Eagles. Yeah. That is what these are real football fans, as they call it in the US.
Because the game was actually good.
Yeah.
The game was
action.
Yeah.
It was 35 all with I think 11 seconds to go in the match.
Yeah.
It was tied at 35
I got that message.
points each.
Yeah. Have no idea about the match. Idea about the match.
It went well. You are all correct, but during the game, it had a couple ties, meaning the 7-7.
Well, the Chiefs came back from over double digits, trailing by double digits at the end of the first half.
Yeah, and they went
and that in itself is a record as well. Man. So.
Funny enough, if you
overhead,
you know what, Richie?
Big up themselves.
You know what? I am looking to see. I mean, I'm not. I kind of understand the game, but I am looking to see if this is the first Super Bowl that the teams had tied so much,
so close to the end.
Meaning
it's the first Super Bowl that had two black quarterbacks.
Yes,
and that I know.
That I know. Yeah. That was a big deal. I saw persons posting that.
Big time.
Also, we have to big up Shirley Ralph as well.
Yes,
I have her performance. I'm going to try to share that with our Bridge Nation later on.
And another history is Rihanna is actually the first person to perform pregnant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super Bowl history. So
that's what we do.
Yeah.
Caribbean women.
A lot of
we do it. it.
And I think one of the quarterbacks is the first. He also had a first setting a new record too. So
awesome.
MVP.
A lot of firsts last night.
A lot of things to look for.
So,
we just don't know what did I go on half of
Trust
the
me.
time. Yeah.
What surprised me though, and this is why I'm thinking that Rihanna is really not into making not much new music. She's not obviously not into touring now. She didn't even do her latest single.
No.
She didn't do Lift Me Up on the
but
set.
I think person said she shouldn't. She shouldn't have done. Like they didn't want her to. They wanted like all her old
nostalgic
music. Yes.
Well, I mean, in general, usually what happens? Artists are out there. They have a new single. They want to push it. Not this time. Rihanna is a businesswoman.
I can say this to you.
Be doing some music.
I can say this to you.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Based on the set that she performed on, Lift Me Up would have been perfect.
That's true.
Because she kept.
So since she didn't perform it, we're going to play it right now. This is Rihanna for you. Time now for us to go into our proverb of the day.
Make sleeping dogs lie. Make sleeping dogs lie.
We've been talking about records. I think this is the shortest proverb that we have done since we've been carrying these proverbs. Make sleeping dogs lie. It is very, very simple.
Yeah.
Don't stir up trouble.
Facts.
Make sleeping dogs lie. Right?
That's it.
Yeah, man.
I like
Argument done.
Simple.
Yeah. That's our proverb of the day. Now, what are pet peeves? Pet peeves are things that others do that you might find upsetting, annoying, irritating. And there are many pet peeves that we have carried so far.
Oh, yes.
But there are still many more to carry. As a matter of fact, we have another one for you this morning. The pet peeve of the morning goes like this.
My pet peeve is when you're in the line and go about your business like a law-abiding citizen. Here comes this man. I mean, this person just fly around. I wonder where the police is to make you try it. Bad luck worse than Obia.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Person fly around you that means on a normal speed that's in a bridge. Yeah, it's very upsetting.
Yeah. That's true.
Very upset, especially if you're on a rush and they're obviously not caring about what you need to get done. And just boring. Very often you have to break up and try your best to avoid an accident. Yeah, it's what you call very, very bad driving habits.
Yeah, what sweet me still, they say women are stereotypically mean drivers. So what I like to see is when them lawbreakers they try boring on a woman. That is the funniest thing because she not moving, She not moving. AC, window up. Window up.
No, that is not an accident. That's a crash right there.
She not let you know. Go fight. Yeah, man. So, but yeah, I get that.
But is that a fact or is it just something that people say?
I think we should do a survey, but I think there's some truth.
Maybe I should ask, when was the last time a female driver gave you a blie?
Oh, jeez.
Maybe that's
a long time.
Yo.
That now go up.
Yo, that is a good question.
All right, ladies. It seems that you have developed a reputation. Is that so or isn't it? Let us hear from you. 876-551-5782. Send us your reaction to that. That comment. All right. Thank you so much to the member of the Bridge Nation for supplying us with the pet peeve of the morning. We have our guest ready now, and just to recap, as we had stated earlier, last Thursday, the UK-based Privy Council ruled that Jamaica's anti-money laundering law, compelling attorneys at law to report instances of financial crimes in dealing with their clients, does not contravene constitutional rights. Now, this is a totally different view from the view that was expressed by the Jamaica Bar Association, which represents attorneys here. They brought a challenge to the extended regime because they said it was unconstitutional on several grounds. Well, as it is now, based on this ruling, the General Legal Council here in Jamaica, as the regulator of the legal profession in Jamaica, they have certain powers to monitor compliance by attorneys with the anti-money laundering regime. This includes includes conducting inspections, examining and copying documents, and potentially sharing information with other authorities. It also extended to attorneys the requirement to disclose suspicious transactions to the Financial Investigations Division of the Ministry of Finance and Planning. I want to get an sort of a reaction from a practicing attorney as to how he feels about this development. Well-known attorney at law Isat Buchanan now joins us. Good morning, Isat. How are you doing?
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners.
Thank you so much for joining us at this time. Can you just take us through a background of this situation and give us your reaction to the ruling by the Privy Council?
Yeah, man, no problem. The quick background is that when the anti-money laundering legislation came into effect sometime in 2007, during its implementation, there was a section which says that attorneys also have a duty to report. So the legislation is all about money laundering. It's an international situation where criminals are, I guess you want to use, for layman terms, washing money in all sorts of manners. So you put that in the Jamaican context, you see these large buildings go up, you see these big property transactions and these beautiful companies going up, and people just have money unaccounted for. Well, Jamaica is a hotspot for that. So the legislation had required that attorneys are to report any suspicious transactions. And the Bar Association for many years took the General Legal Counsel and the government to court. They were successful at the appellate level, certainly, and it went to the Privy Council. Years later, as you should know, that the court process is slow, the Privy Council did rule recently that it is demonstrably justifiable in a free and democratic society, and the government would have proved that it was necessary to combat the crime monster called money laundering. The effects of that you will see in the public space that there is mixed reactions to it. I will tell the public the mixed reaction is this. If it is true that Jamaica is a high crime society, and if it is actually true that the government is unable to fight crime, then one can appreciate that an attorney who finds himself in a situation having to breach attorney-client privilege because it is demonstrably justifiable to do so, and become a snitch and reports that person who you're saying is a crime lord, you may find yourself dead. That is the reality. Good news for little small attorneys like myself who won't deal with those big clients that in those institutions that can steal money and wear Crocs the next day. You don't have anything to worry about because nobody's going to bring their big dirty money to you. Now, the big companies who have these 10, 20 attorneys and they need something called a nominating officers, and they will have to report. The criminals will kill attorneys, and they'll probably say they want to give them the death penalty, which they can't. So that's how it is in layman terms. But to be for real, though, nobody should be facilitating dirty money. And as much as it is that it's unfortunate that cloak that attorneys, that superpower that attorneys would give, where clients could really come and say, assist me or don't report me, or in confidentiality, like how Christians go to confession. Yeah, that is gone. So even the public needs to know you can't trust your attorney, and you're just going to have to find some way to do your crime elsewhere.
Wow. Are you, Isat, of the view, or are you aware of whether or not the majority of the attorneys in the Jamaica Bar Association would have supported this, the reaction that of this being unconstitutional? And what now would be the legal recourse from here on, now that the Privy Council has ruled?
Well, the legal recourse, remember, the Privy Council is the final appellate court. It's until the Privy Council declares something that it actually have some teeth, or actually save and accept, where you go to the Court of Appeal and you win. and you're not dissatisfied and you have the money to take it to the Privy Council, when the Privy Council says something, that's really what it is. In terms of the majority, I can't speak for the majority. What I can say is for young attorneys, as it is now, it really won't affect you. This is for the big boys, and they would be best to speak whether it's the repercussions. But what I can say is attorney-client privilege, it has really watered down the effect of what an attorney is, especially in a society like this. What is on the ground, and if anybody had believed your Prime Minister when he says that this is why we call states of emergencies, this is crime is something that we can't control, crime, we need help from the United States, we need help, then you can appreciate that lawyers' lives are in danger, especially the UPT ones and the STUSH ones, and, you know. So if this is true, then I would find it very hard to believe that the Bar Association, you have to welcome it because you respect the court. As much I respect the court, and as I said, it doesn't affect me, it doesn't bother me. These transactions we're talking about is firms who are allowed to take $600 million and buy properties and, you know, millions of Jamaican dollars that young attorneys, even as a matter of practice, would not even want to engage in transactions like that.
But the way Jamaica is running right now, it is not a far-fetched thought that there are several clients like that out there.
No, that's what. So the thing is, there is, I just permit me. Defining knowledge, you know, is having knowledge means actually knowing something to be true. In a criminal court, it must be proved that the individual, in fact, knew that a person was engaged in money laundering. Knowledge can be inferred from the surrounding circumstances. So, for example, a failure to ask obvious questions may be relied upon by a jury to imply knowledge. It would therefore cover a situation where a person has been willfully blind in that he has deliberately turned his eyes away from the obvious truth or refrained from inquiry because he suspected the truth but did not want to have his suspicions confirmed. The knowledge must, however, have come to the firm or the employee or the individual in the course of business in the case of a nominated officer as consequences of disclosure to him under Section 94 of POCA. Now, I'm reading that so the public understands that, listen, we are Jamaicans. If you have butterflies in your belly, if it don't feel right, don't do it. That's all I can say for young attorneys. I don't speak for the big boys. Mm-hmm. But some of us come from country, some of us have granny, some of us have friends in St. Thomas where OB are strong. If it don't feel good, go to the OB, man. The OB act now affect him. And just don't do it if it don't feel right. And this is not just for lawyers. I can tell you, the sweetest money is legal money. When you can walk up in the bank and walk up into these final institutions and say, we're not going to we're not going to put on Crocs, have walkers and granny dress and take my money. I work hard for my money and it can go on bad.
Yeah.
That's the feeling that you want.
It will increase your confidence.
Yes, you want to go into Mega Mart and buy everything and the cashier don't report you. You want to live and be free. Yeah. So whether you're an attorney or not, we're all equal. We must have humility and we must respect the Constitution.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court, the Privy Council has spoken. Get over it. Let's move on. Let's try to have a peaceful, legal Jamaica.
Although I suspect that there are some attorneys who are still not happy with this development. Yeah. But from the client's perspective now, Isat, when that client goes in front of his attorney, is it now that they have to complete some form declaring like a declaration of assets? What does it mean for the client?
No, so for the client, they have always, let me tell you this, they have always had to do the know. It's called a KYC, know your client. It has always been a requirement to know. You are to know your client. It's simply, remember, another thing is, there are situations, I've always been of the view that in the Jamaican context, where crime is concerned, people don't just turn up dead by just walking on the road, or like by being in America where you're in a university and a white boy come and kill you. That's not the case in Jamaica. So if an attorney ends up in a barrel, somebody's going to wonder what he did. And I'm being very candid like that and open so people understand. You always are supposed to know your clients. Mm-hmm. And it is very unfortunate that you would be angry that you have to report. So what it is now, clients need to know if you don't think you can trust your lawyer, don't go to your lawyer. Also, don't tell your lawyer certain things that will put him in a situation. And I'm not talking for willful blindness, but put it this way, in context. If you don't work, if you're not on education, if you're not from affluence, which most Jamaicans are not second generation.
Gold spoon
you're right. You're never born with it. And you come up with, you found money, and you're not related to Portia. Let me tell you something. Leave the people attorney them alone and go elsewhere. Do like what the big boys do. Go to St. Lucia. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I hope I said enough and they'll crucify me
you
tomorrow.
have said quite a lot.
Okay, all right. I hope I did my job today.
And for the records, it was neither Audley, Shelz, nor myself who said to the attorneys out there, get over it.
Get over it. I know, and I said it. I said it with full force, and there's a lot of people will be upset with me, but what I can tell attorneys, take it from a man that spent 10 years in prison. Don't no cut for it. You don't want it. Don't lose your life over dirty money when clean money can be made. On
that note, I thank you, Isat Buchanan. Have a great day today, my brother.
Respect.
All right.
All right. So, Robo, how was the weekend, bro?
The weekend, it was a good weekend this weekend. I was out and about on a Friday to do an event which didn't quite happen, but did manage to kind of touch the road and see where I go on. It seems like for events happening in the UK, Jamaica did a nice event during the week. Jamaica Football Federation and Adidas did one in the week, and I didn't quite get to that on a Thursday, but I managed to hit the plate another spot on a Friday. But well done to them. Thursday gone. A lot of as what happens with these events, and you know, Richie, a lot of smoozing about, lot of smoozing. But they launched the shirt, and the shirt went down really well in the UK. Can't recall the name of the designer, but it really went down in the UK, caused a lot of attention. Let's hope that it reflects on the pitch, because that's what really matters. But that launch was big. It was a big look for Grand Jamaica on Thursday.
All right, lots of activities coming up for Reggae Month, and really liking what's going on. Several events, free events being staged, and a number of solid interviews by well-known Jamaican personalities actually being carried on local television and so on. So it's really a good look. A lot of effort is being put into it. Of course, a lot of people are talking here about Rihanna's performance and also the Super Bowl. Pregnant Rihanna delivered what was a glitzy Super Bowl halftime show. And it's being discussed a lot. Many compliments as well as some naysayers. One of them being Donald Trump, who had no compliments for her whatsoever. But she's definitely the talk right now, and is trending heavily worldwide, I'd suspect, Robo.
Yeah, definitely. I stayed up to watch the Super Bowl.
What?
As I said, the oblong thing. I don't.
Yeah, that's surprising.
I don't know why.
Robo.
Watch it. Kick it.
Why is it in your hand?
Kick it.
Yeah.
Why use it? Kick it. That's offside. There was lots of that going on, but I managed to stay up to see the. Funny enough, I fell asleep and I woke up and I saw that the Chiefs had won. But Rihanna's performance, that was bro. I mean, anybody that's hating on Rihanna, I mean, let's not talk about Donald Trump because he's a waste of space anyway. I mean, how can you front on that? The performance was effortless. What I did, I looked into YouTube and I was going down the list of performers that had performed at Super Bowl. Lady Gaga, a few more. Whitney Houston, if you remember Whitney Houston's performance.
Oh yeah, Michael Jackson did it.
Michael Jackson.
Prince did it.
Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah.
Prince.
Jennifer
and you look
Lopez.
at the performers. And one of the things that is so striking, you know, live performing is quite a thing. But to see them do their sets during halftime, effortlessly. I mean, when I watched Rihanna, it was like
the height that
taking
she
candy from a baby. It's like, give me this.
The height,
half time, give me this.
The height that she was at. I mean, I don't know how you relaxed to be up so far up, suspended in the air, sort of. You know what I mean?
You gotta remember, she's a woman from the Caribbean. She's climbed enough coconut trees, man. That's nothing, man. That's like, get some coconut. She's gone. I saw her up there, and I was thinking to myself, she must have a harness, a safety harness somewhere under that big coat.
She did.
She threw the coat on. And it's like, is she got the coat on because it's cold, or is there a safety harness? And my Shelz, I think she had a safety harness.
Yeah, man, she did. That's right.
And we can't forget that she did all of this while carrying a baby with her.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, that is effortless.
Because it's easy for Rihanna because she's that good. It just shows you how huge these stars are. And I was thinking, and I'm sure we all are thinking, what other artists could they have done 15 minutes in such an international space? Not a lot.
Well, they're running out of options now.
There you go. Because I was thinking, and somebody a name popped up on the internet. They said Adele. I know usually it's one of our British listeners. I was thinking to myself, Adele,
Super Bowl. Yeah,
Super Bowl. I don't know. You have to be you got to be uber talented and uber liked by so many communities. So as you said, Richie, I think they'll run out of options because
what I admired was the way she segued from song to song. I mean, some songs were just given like a 45 to a minute. I mean, she was packing 17 years of a career in 13 minutes.
She was
must be difficult.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
She was juggling.
Big time.
It was a juggling.
She had jig juggle.
Cut and go through.
She was amazing.
We've been having a big argument off air. Jodian Pantry, our guest, is at the center of it, and she didn't even know because we got 2 songs from her connections a few months ago. And ever since we got those 2 songs, Shelz, you can bear me witness, I've had a liking for Back on My Feet Again.
Yes.
DJ Audley has taken a liking to Pick Myself Up. And every time that we say, let's play a Jodian Pantry, he wants to play Pick Myself Up. I want to play Back on My Feet. And that kind of a quote-unquote fight has now spilled out right in front of Jody's very eyes. I want to start by apologizing to you.
That is fine.
But good morning and welcome. That is what happens when you give us such great songs, Jody. And it's so nice seeing you. Allow me to play a little piece of the song that I love much. It's called Back on My Feet Again. This is Jodian Pantry's cover.
Back on my feet again.
Pull up the big tune, DJ Adley. Oh, throwing you out. Now, our guest at this time is Jodian Pantry. She's now doing gospel music primarily, but she's a very talented and a well-rounded individual. Of course, you remember her from her days in the Digicel Rising Stars competition. She actually came second in the year that she entered, second to Remain Virgo. She also moved on in 2001 and entered the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission's gospel song competition with a big song called I'll Give My Heart, and that also came second in that competition. And now she's definitely seemingly very active in the music game once again, and we're happy for that. Jody, good morning and welcome. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. Richie, it's been
a minute.
Let me I'm going to say donkey. Me not even gonna put it up. Like, it's been way too long.
It's been a long time.
And I'm honored. I feel humbled. You did not mention EME Awards. Why?
No, we haven't even mentioned EME Awards.
How can you not?
The only thing I mentioned before you got here was I don't even know if you remember this, but I was doing a broadcast in Mapen, Clarendon, close to Glenmuir High School, and you were heading home from school. You saw the excitement at this gas station, and apparently some of your fellow students said, go and enter this competition that I had. And you took the microphone and you bossed the place. And I had some work.
Guinea Tree, if I'm not mistaken.
Right out there. and that is when you came to my attention.
Right.
I gave you some words of encouragement, and then I was very heartened when I saw you entering the Rising Stars competition.
How can I not
Now
remember
that is what you got.
I remember.
Years ago.
The thing is, I do remember when
Yes.
our outside broadcast was at a petrol station.
Yes,
and
yes.
that was at Guinea Tree.
I
Because
can't-
there's no other in the town.
Exactly. I can't remember
Right.
what you sang, but let me tell you something.
Me no
You
remember
done the
either.
place.
Mashallah.
So when I saw you in the Rising Stars, sorry, Romaine, but you were the
You know,
one that got my
remember?
support. You remember now, right?
We had to make a song up about road safety.
Okay, that's right.
Cross
there
the
you go.
road safe. So gotta cross the road safe. Gotta cross the road safe. Road safe. So I don't remember all the words, but I remember I used Egyptian rhythm.
Serious time.
Serious time.
Okay.
To make up a song on spot about
You
cross the road
mash up the
safe.
place that
Yo,
day.
that was dope.
Yeah,
I remember
man.
now. Wow, Richie, wow.
That's a long
Went
time.
far.
But it's nice seeing you, and I'm really proud of what you've been able to do with music. How active are you right now in the game?
Ooh, you know, last night I went to perform at a little event somewhere when I passed Stony Hill and go down in those hills and valleys.
Yeah.
Yeah, down Golden Spring side. And I saw GT Taylor, who
Big up
does
GT.
staging and lighting.
Mhm.
And
Oh.
he was in the audience.
Mhm.
And, you know, after I was through performing, he came to me and he said, Jody, boy, I mean, I know, but are you this now? You're gone back in your element, you know?
Mhm.
And I felt good about that because everybody could identify that, no, something going on with Jody. Jody either shut down, shut off, or she have lost
Taking a long
interest
break
in
or something.
music. Right. But when people are going through internal battles, you know, sometimes there has to be necessary pause for us to find ourselves. And I believe I've found myself back.
Great.
You know, the music that I have coming out for 2023, it may come with tongues wagging as usual, because people are always speculating about our personalities, especially when we call ourselves Christians. I was going to say something to you earlier when I said a gospel recording artist. I prefer going by the term inspirational artist. Right, because there are so many people who are disconnected from the churches, from the pastors, from the pulpits. And I'm trying to find my authentic ways and strategy of reaching that community of people who have given up believing in the pastors. Because when you look in the news, you say the pastor they do this, the pastor they do that, our pastor this, you know. So I'm trying to get people to understand that, you know, church lives within us. If we the people don't go into the church, there is no church. So the church is within us, and God is within us, and love, most importantly, is within us. And I believe once we acknowledge that there's a higher power, which is the Creator, we're all good to go.
Yeah. So you will be doing songs that still sound like gospel and are positive and everything.
It is gospel music,
Right.
but I have to find different ways
To
to
inspire
get that out.
and to win those persons back.
Because
so to speak.
I made a vow to myself and to God for 2023. I said, God, I'm going to be me. The girl you created me to be. I'm going to get outside of my head. I'm going to stop thinking about what people is going to say, because that is what is killing a lot of people these days. I'm afraid to do it. What them are going to say? What them are going to think? And them not live. Years pass and you realize that, oh my gosh, for 15 years, 20 years, I'm like, what am I going to think? You know, so the moment I snapped out of that zone, when I was on my pause moment, I was like, yep, a girl has to do what a girl has to do.
Yeah.
You know, people will have to judge. It is important that we as individuals know ourselves. So from you know what you're about, who you are, you're good to go. You don't have to listen to nobody, because
said.
God is the driver, pilot, sailor in every single one of us lives.
Well said,
and that
Jody.
is what matters.
I love that, and it's a perfect segue into my question, Jody. Like, it seems as if, and it's a very good thing for an artist, you put yourself in the middle of your music, at the heart of your music. But how was that balancing act as you moved, as people can say, from gospel to secular to inspirational music? How was that balance, putting yourself in, sometimes even over the fans?
Well, to be honest, the fan, when I talk about fans, it's very wide, right? You have a mixed audience always.
Yeah.
So you can give this particular set of fans this particular sound this particular lyrics, and then later on they do something else, and maybe them same one I go say Shana this, Shana that. So that's why it comes back to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You have to be yourself. People fall in love with who they see on the screen and who they hear. And when they meet you face to face, they're supposed to fall in deeper love with you. Because the personality walks hand in hand with the full package, the sound, the look, and everything. So if you sound good on the radio, them love your music videos, they meet you outside, you're like, ew. You know, that's going to be a problem. So that is why I tell people I wear my heart on my sleeve. What you see is what you get. What you hear is what you hear. And when you see me out there in the streets, it's going to be the same person. Right? So that is what it is all about for me.
Yeah. Love that. Where did all of this talent come from, though? I mean, I don't think I've ever gotten a chance to ask you that. Did mommy or daddy sing?
To be honest, my mother's side of family sings. I have a cousin that used to do music. She came out of the music industry. She struggled back then. Her name is Tamon. Coffee is my cousin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't talk about it. I don't mention it. But she's my cousin. Her mom is a great actress person.
Yeah.
I have cousins that plays the guitar and does what Coffee do too. They do what I do as well, but they're more in the background.
Okay.
But I'm from a very musical family.
That's what I'm realizing here. Talking about music, what projects outside of those two that we mentioned, what else are you working on now?
Well, to be honest, I'm on my journey. Alone but not lonely. Alone but not lonely. I'm not alone. I have people in the background who they believe in me more than I believe in myself. And they are the type of people that fuel me every day and say, Jody, go for it. So to be honest, I don't have a whole lot of projects, but I have important people in my corner. They're giving me the materials and they're just like, Jody, write, keep writing. You never know when we put out what's gonna connect, right? I'm alone on my journey, and I have to say that out loud for the Jamaican population to hear. I'm not signed to any label, I'm not signed to any management, and I cannot wait around for something to happen. I have to do and make people believe in what they see, believe in what they hear, and I'm not gonna stop. You know, that's what it is basically about. So when I put out songs, even my little designs and stuff, and scratch my head, even the little artwork and stuff, I'll just jump on Canva, I'm not gonna lie, and I'll just take some things off the poster on Canva and I'll just throw what I want on it to put some little images out there. People will see and they'll think, wow, you know, who's working with Jody?
She's doing that herself.
And I tell, and for the music video, we go phone, not this phone. This phone is not good enough. But my friends with the iPhones, you know, I get them to help me, you know.
Low budget, but you're getting the job done. And the images are coming out.
Creativity is key. I've been suffering because of not having money. And I said, Jody, gone are the days. They have a whole social media platform for you to at least try and work it. Try and work it. Just find the content and give the people what they need. And that's what I'm all about.
That's fantastic to hear you say that.
Yeah.
Jody, the two songs we're talking about here are covers. What makes you decide when which song you want to cover? Because like the Michael Bolton, Back on My Feet Again, that's a different kind of vibe from the Peter Tosh cover, Pick Myself Up.
I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't choose any of those songs.
Oh, you didn't?
Those songs chose me.
Okay.
Paul Patmore, he's a businessman up in Spalding area, right? He's from Trelawney officially, but he was the one who connected with me one day when I was going through separation, loss of marriage, everything. I feel like, oh, my whole world done. I now do this, I done, I give up more and dead type of thing. And he was the one who connected with me, and he was like, listen, the person you were with, I see him almost every day going to work. You need to get up out of your bed, open a room door, let in your mother when she a knock. And you need to sing, Jody. People are waiting on you. People love you. People love your voice, Jody. You cannot keep this voice to yourself. You need to sing. Me I gonna send a 4 tune. Pick 2. That was that.
Okay.
I didn't even want to do Peter Tosh cover. Because, you know, me not come from the era there. So it was kind of different for me. And I was like, this is one old man song type of thing. You know? You feel hurt now, DJ, right? Well, I was like,
Cool down, Lemon.
Hold on, British Nation. Hold on. I want to hope you're listening, right? I saw it go. You know, the things you don't want to do turn out to be the biggest thing.
Right.
Good try.
Right. So, that was basically that. And
turned out well, though.
Yeah,
in all
I
honesty.
ended up loving them. But Back on My Feet again, that was the first one I chose. And he said, I want you to do that one for me first. When I hear the song before, over the years, but you see when I go play the song again, and I listen to it through my headphones, I say, they are the words in the song. It connected differently. But when I in a studio, I did about 5 or 7 takes. I couldn't stop crying.
You got emotional.
Woo! Lord Jesus.
Back on My Feet
that
again.
Song hit
Mr.
me
Pat
different.
Moore, you've made some good choices. Send us some more tune here, sir. Where can people connect with you on social media, by the way?
I'm on Instagram. They've been seeing me quite a lot now on Instagram. I'm out of my sleeping zone, my depressed zone. And I'm back in their spaces, places, and faces. And that's all.
As Jodian Pantry.
As Jodian Pantry. And I'm going to keep it that way authentically as I can. So far, I love the support that has been coming, along with me. Because I can tell you this for a fact. When I was going through what I was going through, I had like 14,000 something followers, and I'm now close to 40,000. So it means that I am doing what my supporters, number one, my day ones, wants me to do all this time, and that's to keep pressing on. And that's exactly what I'm doing.
That's fantastic.
That's right.
You were very active during the time when there was the murder of a number of family members, I think 5 of them, children and mother. And it was through your postings that I was getting a chance to see a lot of what was going on. Tragic, but you braved it up. I put a brave face forward and was able to share a lot of what was going on behind the scenes.
Actually.
Okay.
I had to pass there to get to my house.
Where is it?
I'm from Chapelton.
Right, but this happened
and
in...
that was close to Chapelton. That's
is it Corn Piece?
Corn Piece,
yeah.
Close to Forepath, Chapelton.
Yeah.
Right, and Auntie Gwen and my mom are very good friends.
Okay. Wow.
And the daughter who died, Kim, was very tight with my mom, even tighter than I was with her, because I didn't know Kim who died like that, but I knew the mom. Kim, my mom works with Ministry of Health, so when she used to go to the clinic with the kids, it was my mom who would help her and stuff like that. So that was how the bond came about. Yeah. So it was quite a touching one.
I know.
When I saw my mom breaking down too and stuff like that, I was like, no, I'm gonna have to go up there, check on Auntie Gwen, make sure she's good. And even today, she hasn't recovered.
And I want to segue in closing to ask you, yes, you've done the song Back on My Feet again, but what do you say to persons out there who are maybe going through a difficult patch? And you've gone through and you've lifted yourself back up. What do you want to close out by saying to those persons now?
Take your time to heal. Don't let anyone rush your mourning journey or your mourning process. If you want to ball. If you feel like getting up to go take a shower, brush your teeth, stay in your bed. Don't close the door on people living in the house with you. You may need some tea, because I'm telling you, your belly going growl after a while. But go through what you're going through, but ensure that while you're on lockdown, you're praying as well. Just talk to God. Make some promises to God too. Tell God, this is what I need from you. This is what I need you to do for me, and I will stop doing this. And when you say stop, when you reach the word stop now, we're talking about the flaws that has been setting you back, holding you back for years. Get rid of those things, because clearly it's not getting you anywhere. And just get up and go again. Life is beautiful. The world is amazing. And I'm sure there's everything pertaining to gift wrapped up for you waiting out there.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Beautiful words. Thank you, Jody. It's great seeing you. And we look forward to getting more material from you going forward. Bless up yourself.
Me.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right. Shelz.
Oh, go ahead.
There are some artists who I would take a chance on any day. So like if management says, Richie, he was up until late last night, but we're going to see if he can get, wake up in time before you close the show.
Yeah.
We will take a chance with certain artists. There are others that, I want to touch that with a long
midnight
stick.
Before yesterday.
You know what I go.
Yeah.
But this is a gentleman who has a degree of discipline that he brings to the music industry, part of which he would have gained from his time in the army in the United States of America. He's here in Jamaica right now, coming off of a very successful staging of the Island Music Conference.
Yeah, man.
I had the pleasure of being a part of the dinner that the chairman staged, and then of course I checked out a number of sessions which I found to be quite useful. We're talking about the chairman of the Island Music Conference and well-known international superstar out of Jamaica who was featured in an ad in the Super Bowl yesterday. We've got him, Shaggy. Morning, Shaggy.
Morning, Richie. We're lively in the morning.
I understand that you were at a certain spot last night until late, so I want to ensure that you're fully awake for the conversation. You know what I mean?
No, I'm actually, I have to jump on a flight. I think we use about around 11 o'clock heading into Trinidad for Carnival at Kessis Iswe concert.
Yeah.
So, we have a record together called Mood.
Yeah, we just played it a while ago. Yeah, man, big tune.
Which is doing pretty well for us. So we have to go down and do some promo on it. So we're on the grind again.
Yeah, man. It never stops, Shaggy. I commended you on IMC. Give us a quick review, recap, if you will. How did it go from your perspective?
Well, I thought we did very, very well. It was very challenging in many ways. The three of us, which is myself, Sharon, and Jody, we were working very hard to get it done, but it came at a very, very tricky time. Obviously, we wanted to do it within Reggae Month, but that also is the same, is a week after the Grammys. So when you're looking at planning, I had to be at the Grammys doing a number of things, and at the same time, through those 2 weeks, I was working on the Super Bowl commercial and editing it. And putting everything in place to make it work, and producing the music at the same time, and flying down here, getting the artist done, doing the music video, doing all of that. Mm-hmm. So there were a couple of things that when logistically, where myself and Judy were supposed to connect, and Sharon, that didn't run as smooth as we can. Overall, though, for first year, I thought we went well. I want to make an apology really to the vendors, who there was a bit of an oversight there and have it in two places, which we're working very hard to correct. Even on the next one, some of the panels, there's some, like yesterday we did touring, but the person from Live Nation wasn't there, and that person should have been the person that was in the touring conversation.
Okay.
Because obviously everybody had to come back to work on Monday in the United States. Yeah. But overall, there were a lot of knowledge that was kicked around, a lot of gems that were dropped, a lot of people that earned a lot of things and gained a lot from it. And between myself and Sharon and Judy, we're very satisfied.
Good.
I'd like to take the time out to even big up the team, Solid Agency and everyone who were involved in getting it right, our stage handlers and moderators and everything for helping us out with it. And of course all our sponsors for coming on board.
Most definitely, Shaggy. It's a well-needed product, and I'm glad that you're encouraged. Yes, if it weren't a situation where you mentioned those little hiccups, we wouldn't even have known, because we participated in some really, really wonderful presentations, and you had some really high-powered guests, knowledgeable guests, who were imparting some real nuggets at these sessions, and I think it's something that I hope you will continue going forward.
Oh yeah, I mean it is designed to do it here because the music business evolves and it continues to change. So the conversation next year is a different conversation. But some of these keynote speakers are some of the top. You're talking people like Tuma Basa, who's the head of YouTube, really. You have Leo Cohen, but he runs the whole thing. You have people like Tom Poleman that runs all of iHeart. You got these really key people who are the top of their games, and they came here based on relationship between myself and Sharon, to come down and really participate.
All right, you there, Shaggy? Oh, it looks like we lost him. In the interim, while we get him that reconnect, Sharon is assisting us with that, no doubt. Kevin, we're going to ask you to allow us to see and hear that Wrangler commercial, which features, of course, Shaggy's voice and talent, and Marcia Griffiths' voice and talent. It's the new ad that was shown. Remember, Shelz, these ads, 30 seconds, will cost you anywhere from, well, not you, but it cost the advertisers $6 million US dollars, or in some instances, $7 million for a 30-second spot.
Yep.
And Shaggy and Marcia Griffiths were on this new Wrangler commercial, which we're airing for the just once. Just once.
Just one time.
We're allowed to play it just once.
Yeah,
this is what it sounds like and looks like.
Yeah, I gotta get this party started. Now what if the do the electric slide, yeah, the party turn up and we back outside, yeah, set up the poles and the dance get nice. Shake your boogie woogie, shake your boogie woogie.
Yo. Awesome stuff, Shaggy.
Thank you.
What can you tell us?
I send you the actual full-length song, which you should have in your inbox by within the next hour.
All right, perfect.
Respect.
How does this all come together, Shaggy? What can you tell us about that?
Everything boils down to relationship. As remember, we said it in the conference.
Yes.
Olivier Francois, who is the CMO of Jeep, and I had a great relationship. He's been to Jamaica many times. He was at my wedding. I was at his wedding. We have worked together on the Fiat because he's also the CEO of Fiat.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a commercial with me and Sting for Fiat, And so all of us, we've been friends for a while. And he had an opportunity to do for the new electric Jeep and wanted to use electric boogie. He then contacted me and said, hey, Shaggy, Rihanna is playing in the Super Bowl and we want to get it culturally right. We realize that this song is an iconic song. And we realize that the song, we want to make sure that we're very, especially in this time with the diversity, we want to be inclusive and we want to make sure that we get the whole thing right. So based on that, we wanted to make sure that, Cheryl Lee Ralph, who is actually singing the national anthem.
Yeah, she was performed.
Rihanna, another Caribbean person, so they wanted to get the culture right. So I said, okay, listen, you have Bonnie Wheeler that's in this song, which is an icon.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from the Wheelers, you have Marcia Griffiths, was part of Bob Marley and the Wheelers, singing this song. It makes sense. So he's like, I know you are culturally connected. And want you to be the person to produce this track.
And they're moving into putting out electric vehicles as well.
It makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
This is all about the electric boogies for the electric vehicle, for the electric 4x4.
Makes sense.
There they go.
Yeah.
And so that is how the whole thing connected.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted me to actually produce the track. So I was just brought in as a producer. Halfway through it, they asked me if I would do a verse on it, but I said, I would rather leave it. They said, well, if we could come in and do a verse on the front, and they wanted another verse on the back. So at this point, I thought it was a great opportunity to really showcase on this platform newer artists, which is why I got in touch with Amber Lee and Jamila Falak and Moyan, to be a part of it.
Yes.
I knew I wanted to include Marcia as the original. But initially they just wanted the song to be done over so that they could just do their commercial. I saw the opportunity to bring these people on to make sure that they use the platform. They're out on all the press kits, and there's a conversation happening from that point as a leverage point to move forward. So that was kind of the back thing on mine. Me tagging on it now gives it better because I
have better numbers than all of them,
right?
And it's easier for them to tag it with me and put where socials are concerned and DSPs are concerned.
It turned out really well, Shaggy. In the visuals, the seal took it for me with that reverse slide.
Oh yeah, it was. It's you would not believe the hours of work that goes into. I mean, we're in studio with sometimes over 20 people going through every molecule of that film and trying to attach the music and let the animals then dance to the music. We're talking almost a whole month. Wow. Of us going back and forth just to get that 30-second thing right. It's amazing what goes into it. It was quite an experience.
Yeah, listen, man, we're out of time, but Shaggy, congratulations again. Proud of you, bro, and I hope that Trinidad treats you well. Big up yourself.
Yeah, man, respect.
All right, take care. That's Shaggy, ladies and gentlemen. We're right on the wire, and we're glad that we got him. Thank you, Sharon, and big ups to Sharon and Judith as well, who partnered with him for the IMC. And again, congratulations to Jamaica's famous son, Shaggy, Orville Burrell, OD, and all the work that he's putting in out there and doing some really wonderful stuff at many different levels. And there's more to come.